Hello, and welcome back everyone to Star Wars Empire at War. We are of course using the Fall of the Republic mod and playing as the CIS. Continuing exactly where we left off from the previous episode, we are in the process of taking over Malastare. Our credits are very minimal at 315 in total in the bank, but we are getting 13,000 per week, which is excellent for us. Very steady, sturdy income there. What are our plans for today then? Well, I want to look inwards and try and shore up our defences in certain areas because we've been running somewhat rampant recently. And that's left a lot of our important planets quite bare. The only limiting factor is we're getting fairly close to reaching our total pop cap limits, as you can see at the top here. So we can't really build too many more units, I don't think. But what we can do is shift things around, build up some factories and things, and just tighten up our defences, especially in the northern sector over here. There's a couple planets I wouldn't mind grabbing to really shore up our defences. I think we're going to go for Sali Kamai, try and shore up Bos Pissi, and maybe even Trandosha. The thing is though, I think the main planet, after having said that, is Lantilles over here, so that we can shore up the pockets over here and just make sure we have some more choke points under our control. Maybe sit on that as a resource and fortress base that is in fact a trade hub. So if we take that will have connections to Taucine, Trandosha and Quarter 6 if we take that as well. And we could build a good mining station over there and trade port, which would be great stuff for us. Good 400 income from that, some good industrial spaces there as well. So that might be a plan. We are creating a new battle fleet over here headed by a Lucrehulk battleship. That would be absolutely brilliant. We do have the escorts to manage that as well. So having said that, we also want to look at this little pocket over here with Maigiso and Scipio. We do actually have a mission currently active to take Ethor, but I don't want to go for that just yet because that's going to be open up to Wayland, Karida and Kilura over here. So that's going to be quite open, very difficult to defend. I want to focus on taking Munilinst and Dantooine over here for the minute because they're very, very useful with some decent income, and actually a mining station can be present on Munilinst. And that will also increase the amount of higher level shipyards over here at level 2 at least, because we only have one at Maigiso at the moment. So we're going to press play, let things roll around, make sure we get our income coming through. And I think down here, we're going to have to move our land units. I think we'll move them to Yagdul for the minute. This is another issue we've had since the beginning of the game. I want to gobble up Bestine over there so that we can focus on things like Devon and Denon over there, because that's quite the nice little pocket there of trade income for us. I think actually what we're going to do is we'll get through a couple probe droids there. And we can scout out Naboo as well. That's the thing, we're getting very greedy, seeing so many targets about. We need to just slow down and take stock of our situations for the minute. What's we looking like on Sullust? Because we do have one more building slot available there. The influence is 6, and that will go up very soon. What we can do is actually get rid of the planet defender there, I think, because we don't really need that now that we have these surrounding planets. We can sell this off for a small boost to our income there very nicely. Get the tax collection agency, and I think we will get another heavy factory out there. I'm not particularly worried about this particular Commerce Guild building. It is only really helping out diamond cruisers. That will provide some more influence, but we won't really need that, I don't think, in the long run there. We will be stable. Let's just get another heavy factory out there to help production on Sullust. Should be able to get very soon the bulwark research done, but that will require a massive amount of money at the moment. So we'll be thinking about that in the future. What else can we do down here? I think we want to just shore up some defences, really, don't we? Get some more income coming in where possible. Let's use the Viceroy where possible to help our costs. Might want to look at Bonus Quarry for the minute. So that doesn't actually have many buildings on it at all. I think I want to go for another tax collection agency and just shore up the defences there. So let's bring the Viceroy over there to help out with the administrative costs there. While we're doing that, let's double check over here. We do have the Lucrehulk battleship there. Going to, of course, come in with a Munifex first. And I think we're going to actually look, as we were saying, going towards Lantilles. So where was that? It's right over here. Just pop up, wait for the game a second, and we are, of course, going to have to scout that out. Let's get a probe droid going there. Camper down here while waiting. Get a tax collection agency. I think a couple of light factories for us there. And another heavy would be great. Excellent stuff. What about Sarish there? Might want to just very quickly pause here and see exactly what we do have here. Just a barracks. What is our income for that planet? 350. Absolutely go for a tax collection agency. The income from that is a decent base income of 200. So that's going to go up a massive amount there. That's going to be really, really good. And then I think another light factory for us there. Thank you very much. We are going to push on over to Yagdal as well. What do we have on Bestine? Do have a hypervelocity cannon and a lot of infantry with the barracks supporting there. Again, we say this every time, should be fairly straightforward, but we'll have to see about that. We have 1, 2 friendly connections there, so I don't think we'll build a trade port for now. Again, might want to go for a tax collection agency, but I think really want to make this a bit of a fortress as well, with it being on a choke point. So we're going to make a, let's see, I think we might want to make a heavy factory here. I think we want to defend us on the ground more than anything, so the Planet Defender isn't going to be the greatest asset there. So we're going to sell that and actually get up a second heavy factory. Actually, no, what we'll do is, since we're making this a fortress, we'll make this a, get some turbo laser towers up from now, just in case we do decide to come from Bessie. Not particularly likely, but you never know. I want to try and break over to Devron, so I think actually taking Bestine might be a goal for today. We'll forget Naboo and Praesitlin for now, I think, since we can freely move in this pocket for now. Let's go back over here. And what we'll do is, of course, we'll scout out Lantilles. Just so that we know we're going to be fine over here. I'm sure we'll be all good. Enemy fleet approaching. New Plimto. Interesting there. What's this going here? Stockpile credits as well. We need 21,000 by cycle 52. That should be fine over the next week or so. Week or two. We get a Colovex cruiser. 5 of them, in fact, which is very nice indeed. Anyway, new Plimto. Let's find that. And here it is. We're absolutely going to lose that. We have no real defences over here, unfortunately. There's not much we can do about that, and this is what I mean. We just need to shore up our defence in this area in particular, because these few planets over here are actually quite the secret money makers with their good trade routes and decent base incomes. So I think we get to Bestine and really focus on Denon and Kaysen and Moidir, I think, going forwards. But we are going to have to sacrifice New Plimto for now, I think, unfortunately. Let's get back over here and see what we're doing with Lantilles. So that's quite the massive fleet, but it's not as big as it actually looks, because we're going to be very, very lucky and find a massive ground force in space there. They do have a couple of these advanced factories. So they will have a couple ATTs on the ground and A5 juggernauts, but largely some infantry. But they do have a shield generator, so we're going to be very wary about where the... okay, so the power generator's down here. I'd imagine we drop down in this particular command post, which means we want to go through here, down to the south, destroy the power generator, and then move up to the north. That would be very nice indeed. But let's get our new Lucrehulk in action, shall we? After just double checking exactly what's invading New Plimto over here. It'd be nice to at least see what's going on there. They've got a lot of Victory Star Destroyers. They have 9 of those, which is rather nasty indeed, and a lot of Acclimators. But they have Adar Talon, that's an Acclimator Assault, I believe, functionally. But we can't do much about that, unluckily. Did destroy a Victory Star Destroyer, that was 1 down. They will invade very soon, I'm sure. Just making sure we're deploying properly here. We'll go straight over. Let's get going. Our first Lucrehulk, such a beautiful sight. We'll move that straight up to use all of its guns correctly. Look at all of these hard points on it. That's sure we're already ripping apart this Venator here, and look at all of these juicy transports we have. We need to actually think about getting something which can lay some interdiction mines in the future. Bombers coming in, we haven't unfortunately deployed just yet. Look at that, there we go. Let's pause, take stock very quickly, get our fighters correctly into position here. Destroy as many of the enemy bombers as possible for us, of course. And we'll get our own bombers, I think, if we can find them. We'll just send them straight in towards the enemy transports, I think, where possible. And there we go. Excellent stuff. Let's move our destroyers a little closer so we can actually get some damage going. Do have a loss of munificence as well, which is excellent. Can rip apart their main fleet. Venators are, of course, some decent carriers in themselves, but it looks like we're ripping apart the enemy fighters there, which is excellent. Move forwards with our frigates, I think, actually, to provide point defense and to actually help mop up the enemy transports there. And look at that, they are going to retreat. That is rather a shame. Let's get as much fire out as possible on these things. Probably should have focused those to begin with, but not to worry. That venison might actually get out so we don't boost the engines. It does get out. Rather unlucky there to see so many enemies get away. Rather unlucky indeed. But what can we do? I think we do need to find something that can lay interdiction mines, and that will be, from the top of my head, some DH Omnis, and that would be decent for supporting any frigates in our fleet. So that might be a decent composition there. But we did actually get rid of a UT-80. A6 Juggernaut is a massive pick up there, because that is a very special Juggernaut there, very special unit. They can't build that actively, that's through missions and such, which is excellent. It's quite the horrible unit to deal with on the ground, so that's an excellent pick up there. And so we got some infantry as well. It's a shame we can't see exactly where they are retreating to, but not to worry. Do have a semblance of a decent fleet here. I think we'll put some DH Omnis in there and we'll be all good. But we need to look at getting some ground forces together, shouldn't we? So I think we have some decent stuff in there. Felucia and Lola Su over here, or Sayu. Just looking to see what our anti-infantry power is between this, because that's what's going to carry us in this battle. I think we'll bring around from Pamant as well, because we've got some good crab droids there. Enemy fleet approaching Karima. I don't actually remember. I believe that's more southern. But I'm not too sure as much we can do about that. It's just stood above Uplimto there. And actually, it's looking like it might be able to do something about that. If we just bring in our reinforcements from Malastair as quickly as possible, double check we're going to deploy properly, do that as quickly as possible, send this over, excellent stuff. We can even pick up the fleet garrisoning above there. We can't get there just in time. That's 6 Venators and 2 Invincibles. Rather unlucky there. We're going to also through that, and of course we have to counter. Didn't manage to destroy anything on the auto there, unfortunately, but we will counter. Feeling fairly confident about that. We have some decent carriers. I don't think we'll bring in our hero just in case we have to retreat though. Okay, so coming in pulled back a tad just to allow our carriers to deploy, but it looks like they're going to focus our DH Omni as quickly as possible. Didn't think that would be quite so far up. We'll try and focus the Acclimator over here, get that down. Venator's coming in to threaten, so we need to focus that as quickly as possible. You can see the enemy is coming up with their fighters. We might actually lose that Omni very quickly indeed. Rather a shame there, but that is soaking up some damage away from our main ships, quite luckily there. Have our tri-fighters out. Let's get onto some enemy fighters there, I think, and such. Where are our own bombers? Get those out onto a Venator, I think. Get that down. Frigate's doing very well over here, but we have lost a fair amount very quickly, as well as the Omni. Rather a shame, but that Acclimator should go down fairly quickly. It's largely stripped. We'll get our captive munitions carriers over here, actually, just fire on this Acclimator on the side. It's our Providence to help out onto that as well. We'll fire a full salvo there. Going to be losing some munificence there. Rather nasty. This is going to be a very bloody battle. Might actually just want to get rid of a couple Venators here and move out. Rather a shame to be saying that. But this is our main fleet in this sector, so we're going to have to look after that as much as possible. We've lost the engines over here. What exactly is shooting us? It looks like it's just these Venators. Game's struggling to keep up, unfortunately. How are we doing over here? Let's get rid of the proton torpedoes. Might just have to jump out very soon, actually. But hopefully our bombers and such can pick up the pace here. Pick up the slack. Let's get on to this Venator, get the flight space to begin with. How's our recusants doing? Guess over here, focus that down. Guess onto the turbo lasers, I think. We'll be destroying this acclimator very soon as well. We've lost some more engines apparently, rather nasty. Yeah, we're going to be very, very battered after this. But the enemy's actually retreating there. Okay, stop. What engines can we destroy? These engines over here. Get rid of these engines. And that is a draw, I think, to say the least there. That's a very lucky draw indeed. So we did lose a fair few ships there, unfortunately. Some rather important ones with our Omni and a few frigates there, but that does mean the enemy will be pulling back from Creamer, and that's a bit of a limp defence, unfortunately. Did get 3 Venators and a couple Acclimator 2s, so that's quite decent there. Possibly a fair trade for our easily replaceable Munifexes, I think. And we actually didn't lose the Munificent cruisers in the end. So we actually need to rebuild that because that's been raided before, apparently. And we're going to bring these over to reinforce. Where is the Viceroy? He's over here. Let's bring him down to Sullust. New Plympto is being invaded, unfortunately. And that's rather nasty indeed. 5 UT-80s there. And of course Obi-Wan. We can't do much about that though, unfortunately. Did destroy some Jedi Knights though.
System lost.
Yeah, we're going to have to be focusing down here as quickly as possible. We have stockpiled the needed credits, and on Permanent we have some more Colavexes, which means we will be able to bring them over here. Where are we? To the fleet on Tausim, meaning we really do need some Omnis there, I think, to help out with our frigates. That's rather interesting indeed. So let's bring over our land troops here. Come on. Towards Antilles. Get some more troops out, I think, over here. We have some good infantry here. Bring stuff from Lodosu and Felucia, I think. That should do. We'll come back down here. Where is the Viceroy? We didn't actually manage to drag him over because he got interrupted. We'll create some things on Malastair.
Building under construction. Constructing.
Shore up Karima over here.
Construction.
Rebuild our shipyard. Come over here. Build up. Come on, catch up. Might actually want to get out some decent capital ships here to tank for us. What do we want? I'm very would like another Lucrehulk in this sector actually to really help us out. I think another battleship might be the way to go considering the amount of frigates and carriers we do have here. So I think that might be the way to go. It's going to rinse our credits for now, but I really think that's the way to go to have a pretty damn decent fleet here because this is still rather weak as just shown recently. So let's carry on. Come back over to Antilles. Should be about here. Always forgetting where things are. And that should be everything. New construction options available, rather interesting there. Not entirely sure why. But let's carry on, and we will go in first. Just double check where things are again. Want to go down south. And what anti-tank do we have? Mostly the B2s as a hybrid, so we're going to be relying on bombing rounds, I think, and this artillery for the minute. Did our Felucia reinforcements come around? They did not. I think we want to get those in for the Gas and the Octoptaras there, because the enemy, like we said, will have ATT access and A5 Juggernaut access.
Construction complete.
So I might actually want to bring in some of these tanks as well, actually. There's a lot of troops we need just to be safe here, but it's going to be good in the long run as far as we're aware. Let's come back down here. We do have some more money about. We'll go over to Malastair and shore up the defences there while we're waiting. Get things going over here. Come back down to Solus. In fact, we'll go to Slusvan.
Advancing.
Come back over here.
Complete.
Make sure we're ready. I think we pretty much are. Let's get going. We'll start with some B2s, I think. Okay, so we do have some credits to build some defences and forward bases, which is excellent. Let's get on that quickly. Let's get a military base there. Get some more B2s. I think actually I do want to start with some artillery there. And we will start with a unit of gas, I think.
Turret constructed.
Secure this over here. What else do we want? What else do we want is the question. I think we want to go with
Construction.
some B1s as meat shield just to push through to the first command post.
Constructing.
We can push up here actually for a free command post. We'll do that instantly. That shouldn't be contested too hard actually. Just go up with a second unit of B2s there. And while they're doing that, I think we push into the main command post here, which the enemy is already trying to get hold of. Unload with our artillery.
Construction.
It's already going to start firing because we can see the shield generator, interestingly. That is very interesting. Build a military base there. Here we go. So we need to get in quickly here, get some artillery fire going. We're going to get shredded here. In fact, we might just want to do it with the B2s. Let's pull back. Let's pull back. Get the B2s in position there. Focus where we can any enemy infantry there with our artillery. Excellent stuff. Very good splash damage there. Very, very good splash damage. And there we go. Let's get the B2s onto the TX-130 with their rockets. Excellent stuff. We have actually lost that B1 unit already. Which is rather nasty. Rather horrible for them. We do have the opportunity to bring in reinforcements. Let's go for that ATT. Get some artillery on that actually. That ATT is going to be a problem. So is that second one over there. Oh dearie dear. Yeah, we're losing these B2s. Let's pull back once again.
Enforcement point contested.
I think more B2s. More B1s there. Might actually want a second unit of artillery where possible. Come on.
At maximum unit
We
capacity.
lost the base over here, which is rather nasty. I want to focus that ACT where possible, but these infantry units are going to shred us, unfortunately. Yeah, we've lost that over there because of the masses and masses of infantry the enemy have. I think we go for some crab jaws to help out over there. Get this speeder while we can. Excellent. Get over here for the ATRT. Thank you very much. It's going to do more damage than you might think. Get the B1s onto the infantry over here. Get our B2s to fire their rockets over here. Thank you. Crab drawers can help there. Deal with the infantry. Thank you. Get some artillery there. More artillery here. Get the dwarf spiders out while we can. Look at that. That's absolutely horrible. Should get a bombing run, but it's blocked by the shield generator, which is unfortunately map wide. Rather interestingly. Let's get that out onto the ACT while we can, please. Focus on that, please. There we go, that's down. Excellent. Deal with this infantry. Right, we need some more ground reinforcements here.
At maximum unit capacity.
That was very, very bloody indeed. Let's pick this up once again. Build a base there.
We've secured a land.
Now we have room for even more reinforcements. And we need, I think, some Octoptaras and some AATs. We need some more B1s as meat shields. We'll try and push in over here when we do have our reinforcements landed. That was very, very nasty indeed. Get some turrets up to the north there.
Construction complete.
Repair, I think, the turrets over here actually.
Turret
Replace them.
installed. We've secured
Move in the
a
B1s.
pad.
And the crab droids here can go straight in. Octotaras are going to struggle, I think, with this narrow passage over here. Let's get our artillery over here, please.
Construction complete.
Come on. That ACT is down due to our artillery fire. Excellent. Let's get the artillery onto the turrets over here. In fact, I think it would be better to get one unit of artillery over to the enemy infantry. There we go. There is actually an AA turret over there, which would be nasty for any bombing runs, of course. I've been struggling with the speeder, but the artillery will deal with that. Just focus this speeder, please. Struggling with the commands there, but our artillery once again improving. It's very, very useful indeed. Guess up over here, we did mean to take a base turret over there. We'll deal with the garrison units over here. Let's deal with that turret firstly, actually. Guess our Octotaras up. They're very, very slow. Good thing we didn't need them. We will have to heal up. We can see a TX-130 beam coming through. Actually, just pull back very quickly there. Guess a support base there. Draw that towards our anti-tank guns, please. And into our artillery. In fact, the shield generator is down, so we can now get the support of bombardments and bombing runs. And that's another ACT, actually. Look at that. There we go. Please focus this.
Beginning construction.
Excellent stuff. And that won't be the last of it, but it will heal up our infantry here, I think. We'll get some turrets out here.
Constructing.
Push up here, I think. Support.
Construction.
Ah, look at that. The Octotaras actually have the height to fire over the walls here, which is excellent. But we need to focus this incoming ACT once again. Did not see that coming. Try and target this ATRC there. That's gone down. Excellent. That ACT's down. Brilliant. I think we build a repair station there. Come around here. Excellent stuff. We're making some progress, finally. That was a toughie. That was a very tough start with the enemy rushing with everything they had at us. Artillery really carrying us there, I think. I will actually just put these in a command group, like so.
Construction complete.
Excellent stuff. So let's push on through. No point in sitting and waiting now. So what we'll do is we'll take the crab droids and bring them down here, and we'll get a bombing run, I think, perhaps to deal with the factory down here. After we engaged up here, another speeder. Let's rush in here, I think, and maybe we can get a bombardment to deal with the main forces there. They've garrisoned inside here. Not for long. Let's just quickly deal with the back to healing station. Get that done there. That would be the factory with the bombardment done there. Excellent. Brilliant. And that's less garrisons for the enemy there. We'll deal with the anti-air turrets there. There's one over here. Get some CIS on. Excellent. Now I can push on through fairly freely. Brilliant stuff. We get a bombing run onto the factory over here. Focus this factory with everything we have. It's actually the Senator's office. Really struggling to hit these speeders. And there's the bombing run coming in. Excellent. That might just clip. Yep, clip the factory in the corner. Excellent stuff. Completely planned, of course. But here we go. Finally, we shall take Lantilles. But it looks like they have something else about that. Might well be down the corner, but they are retreating, which is excellent. And we lost a hell of a lot of infantry there, and the GATs, which I believe we can no longer make, being in the next era now, which is rather a shame. But not to worry, do have that very important planet in our control now. Let's go back to Taucine over here. Do need to make a space station and a senator's office. Excellent. Get this down.
Complete.
Cool, so now we can look at actually building our defences on Trandosha, picking up Kashyyyk and Umbara there, which would be excellent. We need to reinforce, I think, Grievous's fleet somehow though. We do have a lot of ships, but it's mostly frigates. Grievous carrying that himself. Tinner, interesting. Did not get alerted to that, but they're doing a massive raid over here, aren't they? That's still rather a hefty fleet, so I don't think we can really come in with that and to intercept that until we have the Lucrehulk over here. That's 44% done. So we'll have to wait for that, I think, and pull back. We're going to be sacrificing a few things over here. That's rather sad to see, actually. Very, very sad indeed. We might actually go straight over to Bestine. They're going to take Tinner instantly as well. How do they get through? Do we not have anything above Denon? We do. How do they get through from New Plimsoll? They must have gone all the way around. It's rather interesting there. Rather interesting indeed. But I don't think we can defend with what we have here. It's 3 UC-80s and Obi-Wan. I'm going to give that a go, actually. We can give that a go, try and take down what we can. Do have some light artillery. Okay, so I think it's important to set up our artillery as quickly as possible. Get some defences going. Come down here, capture some build pads where possible. And of course we'll set up some field bases here where possible. We do need to take advantage of the abandoned pads here. Certainly to take advantage of those actually. This is going to bring out some ACPTs, excellent. Come back over here, actually protect our flanks from any incoming bombing runs, I think. Come down here, secure stuff like so. And we're going to build anti-tank turrets because we are going to be dealing with a lot of UC-80s. Excellent stuff. We have some speeders over here, which is great. So we're going to have scouts to the enemy base there then. Actually, if we can get our artillery focused up here, get some sight down. Yeah, there's a lot of UC-80s coming out there. Look at all of that coming through. Lots of speeders, actually. Very interesting indeed. A lot of speeders. Let's bring them over to the turrets. Help us out there. Should be all good. Look at that. Let's pull back here for the help of the infantry turrets. Come back once again. That is a hell of a lot. Looks like Obi-Wan is over here finally. We're going to pull back, I think, over here with the help of the turrets. Actually get a infantry turret here to help us out a tad. We're neglecting some units over here. Oh, sad. Can we build anything over here? Have we lost control of that? I think we have. The UC-80 is going to be dealing with that as quickly as possible. Some infantry down here, I think, actually. Deal with the reinforcement pad if possible. And push this back.
Turret constructing.
Looks like we have a ARC trooper there. Pull in here, thank you very much. Ooh, here a force crush. We are forcing them to retreat, interestingly enough. Very nice indeed. So a bit of a limp yet, so we'll try and get this as quickly as possible, please. That's one UC-80 down at least. But we have weirdly successfully dealt with that, interestingly. Did lose a fair few bark speeders, but that is excellent for us. That is very, very good indeed. We might be able... Where are we? Shouldn't have pulled back there actually, because that's left Obi-Wan in space there. Might just be able to deal with that actually. Let's quickly pull over.
Resistance is within expected parameters.
Construction complete.
Ooh, does that take Bestine? And we can get the bulwark too, interesting. Let's see, recon over Toydarian Bestine. Interesting. Have a look at that. Where were we though? So actually might be able to get that with just the Omnis and such over here. Yeah, that's okay. We failed the liberation, that's okay. You can actually see that mission pop up. Oh, it looks like they have in fact left Devon as well. The Republic is going mental down here. Going absolutely mental. We can't do anything with that either. That's very, very sad indeed. It looks like they have left Tina though. They've gone over to Kalarin. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Get rid of this. And we are going to lose Deveron. Oh, it's rather sad there. They're hitting us hard. And look at that. Is that, I forget their name, the from Republic Commando Delta Squad. Look at that. And all of these Jedi and tanks. Okay, we're going to have to really shore up our defences here because that's hurting our economy. Rather nasty indeed. Rather nasty indeed. So I think we're right to really focus on Yagdul now, I think, and Denon. That's going to be a tough ask. I don't think we can get anything over to Denon. We're going to take these away, reinforce ourselves, get on top of Sullust once again, so we do get that battleship. Sullust is going to be a tough one. Yagdul is full on the slots there. Let's go back over here and try and shore up everything. We want, I think, a platform base there. Get everything going here. What do we actually have factory-wise over here? It's a lot of light factories and barracks, I think. So, I want a couple heavies over here. We'll get some lights. We'll get 2 of each actually, that's very decent. That'll do us. Make this a fortress recruiting world, I think. That'd be great. Make sure we get some space defences out as well. That'd be nice.
Building under construction.
So, I think the next thing is a Kashyyyk and Umbara for us, whereas we defend down here and do some raids on the enemy. Do need some more... Actually, we have nothing. We have no factories down here. That's absolutely terrible on Denon. That is asking to be taken. Absolutely asking to be taken there. What have we got here? Creamer once again. They just won't leave us alone. They just won't bloody leave us alone, will they? How long until that comes out? Not too long. Just going to have to also through that, unfortunately, and we will be very close, very close to getting this up. Come on, one more. There we go. Let's go that before they land, I think, because you don't have really anything to defend on land. This is really exposing our weaknesses today. But we should be able to do this. 4 victories and quite a few acclimators. But I think with our Lucrehulk we should be able to deal with this and our massive amount of fighters. Okay, so we're going very fighter and bomber heavy here just to protect our Lucrehulk over here. We're going to of course go for the hero first and wait for ourselves to unload our fighters and such from everything, because that is going to take some time. Looks like we're slower than the enemy for some reason. We need to stop here so they're not going right into the enemy's face. So let's get this acclimated down as quickly as possible actually. And here come our fighters and such. Let's come over here. That Lucrehulk is taking a lot of damage actually. That should be okay. Should be okay for now. Let's just try and rinse down the enemy as quickly as possible here. Get rid of the fighter bays over here. Pause very quickly. Deal with the enemy's shield. Sorry, not shields. The engines over here. At least get rid of that bloody hero. That'd be nice. Maybe we got rid of his engines. Get rid of the engines on the victory. That'd be nice. Get what we can while they're retreating, so that they die on the retreat. For those that don't know, anything that doesn't have engines on the retreat will be lost at the end of the battle. Proven here by destroying the Acclimator 2s and the hero as well as the victory. So, did take a lot of damage on that particular Lucrehulk, but not to worry. That's not like on Thrawn's Revenge. It doesn't count as like a superstar destroyer. It will be fresh on the next battle, which is excellent. We actually don't have a mining facility. It's absolutely disgraceful. It's really is exposing our weaknesses here. So we actually only have 10 more PopCap left. And what we want to do to fix that is get some PopCap buildings on backwater planets like this, on our flanks and such, to help us out. We're going to rinse our economy for that. And unfortunately, that is all we have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. Being quite the hectic one, exposing our weaknesses, and quite the hefty invasion of Lantilles, of course. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. We're going to be moving forwards, I think somewhat defensively, again on the next video. But thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a like and a comment for some feedback. But I shall see you in the future otherwise. May all of your nights and days be auspicious. Goodbye.